Hello and welcome to a game between Scornful Exaltation in blue and B136 in red. Let's, as always, just take a look at the players. And Scornful so far has lost all of his games, unfortunately, but he has played really tough opponents, to be fair. So anything can happen. 6 losses. But of course it's not fun to lose a bunch of games, and it can definitely change your your approach to your future games. But today he's up against B136. This is where he can, I think, get a win. It's going to be exciting to see. Puck B has played decently. He has won a game against Puck, 2 against Chimbala, and 1 against Plan Block. And here's an example of where you can see the difference of playing away and home. He wins the home game against Puck, but loses away game. He wins the home game against Plan Block, which is a very tough opponent, and loses the away game. So that's an example of why this home win rate seems to be way higher. Let's look at the table. B is in a decent position, but Scornful all the way down here. But today he can get that win that will move him at least above Lagas Rex and Hound Moon. So it's gonna be fun to watch. I think I'll do this match in a... Whoops. I have no idea what just happened. Is the game running? It is. Okay. So what I was about to say is I think I'll do this in a slight different way than the previous games, because I have talked a bit with Scornful, and he's you think it's very tough to get into the game as a new player, constantly playing players that has played 500,000 or even more hours than that, and that's completely understandable. So I hope we get some new players and they can hook up and play each other. I feel like there's a few lately, a few more new players. At least I feel like I tend to run into a few of them in the lobbies. And you can always go to Discord and use that new looking for match, but with a specific new player tag. And as a new player, you can also assign yourself to that tag. So that will make it a bit easier for new players to find each other and practice on someone who's around your same skill level. But what I wanted to say was, I think I'm gonna try to do this from one point of view. So I'm gonna do it from Scornful's point of view, as if I was playing, so with Fog of War and everything. And maybe it can help out Scornful or any other new players. I don't know. I've never tried it. I don't know if it works in a replay. But let's take a look. But I think it's hopefully this will be a game that Scorn feels is a bit more equal. I think still B is better, but it's definitely a more like an opponent that is in the same kind of range of skill level, I think. So first off, the picks are decent. I like the first pick from B better, because this areas just seems better. There's more eco. There's a city. This city you could gain access to. You have these traits, which of course this one will definitely, this will not come into play. I think this one could. But okay, down here you have a very short and easy trade route you could get up and running. But you have plenty of gas, plenty of eco. So yeah, what I wanted to say is I like the first pick of B better, but the second pick I actually really liked Scorn's pick, because if he starts here and B starts here, that's gonna be tough for B, I think. Or maybe it will just lock off Scorn. Yeah, I'm not actually sure where I would start. You could start like surrounding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then build just one town and see if you can push through. Or maybe, I'm not sure. It's just, I think that it will take quite a bit of time for B to expand, because he has to expand through these narrow chokes, and while Scornful could, he doesn't even have to build a town. He can just build producers to attack B and then like send 2 squads back to cap. But of course B will have much more to cap. And it starts all the way down here. And I guess that is also okay, because then he could at least get out of here using transport boats. But it's tough to get transport boats if B is close. So I was just about to check where B starts, but that's not allowed. So what I would do is, it seems like B is not here, but just to make sure, I would rush some infantry with a blue command over there. And yeah, I like this because it seems like B is not there. I would maybe just have made sure before I put down 2 towns, just to be completely sure. But I think he had this. So no, he's not there. It can't be. So that's good. Now Scornful is building interceptors, which could be for scouting purposes. I would probably put down a shipyard next. So it's possible to protect this, and in the future maybe get this. But also, as important, don't let B just have this. So I would maybe have put down a shipyard instead of this factory or one of the barracks, and build some destroyers. Just one to quickly scout whether there's a trade route. Because B could have gone insta trade route. I think he had all of this. But it seems like that's more or less what Scorn is doing. He's just doing it with air to check if there's anything going on here. Also, we built these buildings very close to the shore, so they can get targeted by any navy from B. Puts down another barracks. I like this because they can go a long time before he gets to see what B is up to if you just wait for the units to get there. But I think a shipyard could be really interesting, because you could also have like landing here with your units. There's such a short distance, or even here. Can get a lot of units there very fast. Or you could go all the way around and land down here. So now Scorn knows that there's a shipyard, there's air, and there's town. It's a good choice to build some SAMs. But now he needs to handle whatever navy comes out of this shipyard. And I would start to worry about B getting complete navy control. Also because this is a choke, so it should be relatively easy to defend. Put down a factory and then a defensive line if you can reach this point. And then focus on the navy so you can get that juicy trade route here and deny the trade from B. Also, having navy control, or yeah, I guess navy control, sea control, opens up a lot of opportunities for, as I talked about earlier, with doing invasions all around the map. Instead, he's going very infantry heavy build. I would maybe, when you have that many infantry, I would probably send out some off to cap this, to get that eco running. 2 squads as a start is like in the beginning is a good amount, but then you have to put more aside, I would say, because 4 extra units in this fight will not do much. But 4 extra units capping, that will do quite a bit. I wonder if Scorn can reach this gas. He can, so that's very interesting. So I was about to say that I would maybe have went helis, but strikers can be useful in this situation. But of course you could have just moved your helis here and you could actually have target everything as well. Scorn starts to dig in. Probably smart choice, because that was a lot of infantry. Another factory. And this is the dangerous part of not having any navy control. I think he needs a shipyard now. Or submarines or something, because B can just build missile ships like there's no tomorrow, and he can completely shut down this airport. Scorn has the opportunity to trade well here. He just have to remove this command so it doesn't pass through. And he needs a lot of SAMs, and he needs it now. And maybe recall this interceptor, so you can use it up here. See, this is completely messing up because he has the lines passing through the entrenchment. I was just about to change to B's view because I want to see what he's doing. It looks like he's doing a move command around. And yeah, he can send his strikers to deal with that. But I also like this. This is very good. If he gets this, then it doesn't really matter what a B has of helis and navy. This is really good. And B immediately puts down another one, and he can actually also reach that. So now imagine if he had a cruiser, he could just get that over here and start killing all of this, and he could also, he can actually reach these two gases with a cruiser. And now he's in trouble over here. So unfortunately this ran out of gas just in front of the town. I would put aside some of these infantry to cap, because they're just standing here costing upkeep. And he keeps putting down barracks. I think it's yeah, I really wanted that shipyard. And it looks like because he fears that he's gonna lose this town, then he kind of panicked and sent the strikers off one at a time, and then that cost him a striker. Though that said, it might have saved him a town, and then it's definitely worth it, but I don't think he can get rid of this in time. Also, I think I would go a bit heavier on the factory when there's chokes. And he could get this infantry or one or two more down here to get a slight view of B space. So it did save that town. So I think I'm actually gonna take that back then. It's probably fine that he lost that striker to then instead save the town. And what is it doing now? What is happening with this striker? Ah. Really needs to cap all of this with these infantry. And really need a shipyard so he can transport. Just imagine just showing up with 3 transport boats here and going directly into the main base with 2 gases, airport, town. Could be fun. It's a bit risky, but it could be fun to try to move the SAMs over here. I don't think they can reach though. I like this, but he needs to be aware that B might have dug in some SAMs by now. Now he has missile ships instead. And B is just building up eco, so this is... Wow, he actually got that infantry down there. I didn't notice it either, to be fair, so... That's a bummer. Oh, yeah, that hurts. This hurts. But now B is just building up his eco, and there's nothing Scorn can do about it. Cause, repeating myself, he has no naval presence. So he actually put himself in a tough position now, because he cannot... he lost all his air, so it's tough to get a decent navy now, because he has no air support right now, and B will have a bunch of of Navy already. And this he can drop here and start to cap that. But B might already be here when he has Navy. He could have used a transport boat. And if he wants, he can very quickly get units over there. And it will be very difficult for Scorn to defend it. And now he needs to rush back this artillery. But what I would do now is probably just build a bunch of eco. And then save for rocket maybe. So B is not over here. Could put down a airstrip. I don't know how much it would help though. Like you could use them once and then B would be on top of that, so wouldn't make too much sense. But put down 2 industries and use your money, unless it's because he's saving for rocket. Yeah, I think he lost when he just gave away that all the water to B, especially combined with just sitting here. That sounded like a rocket. No, that was a refinery. So there you go. 2,000 hours and I still haven't learned the sound of a refinery. And that's why you should not take my advice too seriously. But if I was Scorn right now, I would be at a point where I feel pretty certain that I'm gonna lose this. I'm not ready to give up, but I just don't know what to do. But he needs to either build more eco with this money so he can get even more money instead of just having it in the bank and doing nothing, or build a rocket. A bit risky to put it that close to the shore, but it's probably because he wanted to be able to reach here, but he couldn't. He could have put it here, but I guess then there's the risk of B actually spotting the rocket. But now he just has to go all in. He has all these units on move command, but he did the right thing there and changed it to a attack command, so he can win this. I would do a blue move command around to try to hit the infantry or the artillery from the side. And now you put down a town. I would do the industries first. They just have a faster return of investment. And these are kind of bugged out, so they're not reacting to the command, unfortunately. Usually you can just take the command and move it slightly, and they will adjust and it will work. And quickly move those SAMs down, but this is a good blob. That is also a lot of helis. Now once again he could put down 2 industries. Over here he could have entrenched the artillery. You can draw through the town and they will entrench on either side of the town. And that will actually make them able to defend the town, usually, because they have that extra range. I would do a haste command with infantry on top of this blob, I think. Because right now they are just sitting ducks. So it's better to at least try to do something instead of just losing them one by one. The rocket is on the way. And it's clear that B has the trade route up and running now. So that's hard to compete with. Once again he has the money to put down the industries. He could even put down a barracks here that is just producing commandos, and then a shipyard maybe all the way over here, and then put, like, you could land with commandos either directly on top of this or over here. It's going for it with the air, but I don't think it's gonna work. Once again, a lot of money in the bank. Need to invest them to get more money. And need to stop just getting destroyed. Like, move these infantries, either attack or move them away. And he's making the mistake of leaving this on, so the planes will get over there one at a time. And then even just a single missile ship can handle that. And now he put down a shipyard to probably get over here, which I guess it's not a bad idea. But he's almost mocking me by now, right? I asked for a shipyard for so long down here, and then he puts it up here. I think we're at a point where I can speed it up a bit, where nothing exciting is going on. So I guess the obvious target is to get rid of this artillery blob and then counter push with that rocket. And here it comes. And we need to see that in real time, of course. Oh, that went way too far. Way too far, unfortunately. Yeah, this blob might end up killing Scorn. And I think he can stop producing and even just destroy this shipyard now. And I really want him to build more eco, build industry and build cities. And not build a navy up here. This is okay. Rocket almost ready again. Now he's building the industry. And yeah, as I said in some of the other games, a sign that you are losing is that your income is not really increasing. And it has been fairly stable, I think, for Scorn for a long time. And that's a very bad sign. Rocket is ready. Let's see if it hits anything. Yeah. Not the best either. He basically killed a refinery, so that's 500 plus upkeep for destroying a building that costs 200. 260. it should be so when you fire your rocket, you should be able to see exactly what buildings will get destroyed and which ones will not. They will go down if they have a red, like flashing outline, like a bright red. It's very clear when you move the target around. You can see what buildings will actually go down. And I'm not saying it's not possible that the game showed these will get destroyed, but it's very, very rare that I see it says they will get destroyed and they don't. So I think it was an aim thing and not a bug. You should definitely destroy this, I think, the shipyard. This is a nice one. He might get that. But it's not gonna change the game in any way. And his income is so low now that it's gonna be tough to even use the rocket. His eco is exactly the same still. I could imagine B has an income of, I don't know, maybe 1600. Yeah, there's not much you can do now. He just has more income and he can produce more units. And yeah, you kind of lost any way to do anything about that. So yeah, well played. I hope I didn't sound too critical of Scorn, because full disclaimer or whatever, whatever you say, Scorn is a new player, so there's so I hope that Scorn and other new players could learn something from this, even though it was maybe a bit there would be better games to comment like this, where there's a bit more dynamics in the game going on and a bit more front lines moving back and forth and so on. This was a strategic error in the beginning of the game that completely locked Scornful in. So that I guess is the big learning. To like, you have to invest in your opportunity to expand to other areas of the map and to harass your opponent from multiple angles. And if you completely disregard the sea in that map, you have no way to expand. You have no way to harass your opponent, to destroy their trade route, to do a landing in the back of their territory, etc. So I think that was at least my take on it. And B was actually all the way at 2000 in the end. And especially with this map, because it was more or less a choke at that front line on land. So you could have built maybe 2-3 factories and 2 barracks, and then just put down an entrenchment with artillery and defend that, and then focus all your resources on getting navy control and building eco and also small things like having a bunch of units standing behind a entrenchment when you have, let's say, 10 territories that are not yet capped. You're just wasting money and you're wasting potential income. And always, if you don't know, if you're in a position where, should I build a factory, should I build an airport, I have to just think about it and see, like, it depends on this situation in 5 minutes. While you wait, just spend them on industry or whatever, so you have even more money in 5 minutes. Maybe not 5 minutes, it probably takes a bit longer than that, but I hope you get what I mean. So yeah, I hope I wasn't too harsh against Scornful. That was definitely not the intention. I'm just trying to give my best advice as to how to improve the game and as to why it's important to do other stuff than just doing like basic air and then land units. Another interesting, because it did work in the beginning, he had a small window of opportunity in the beginning when he got that what is it called? When he got that energy refinery, that was definitely an opportunity. So that could also have been a thing to go maybe double airport with strikers. I would still prefer the navy control, but you could do an infanteria, right, and have two airports. It was also unlucky that these ships ran out of gas just at the town. This, very good. This was his opportunity, and I understand why he chose to go for this, but he could actually go straight for this again, which could have been quite interesting. Yeah. And then even the shipyard. Oh well, but I guess there's not too much else to say. But I do understand, and that's my, I guess, like I would probably invest too much in navy or in air or something, and then I would just get run over here. So I'm not saying it's easy at all, because you do need a defense that can defend you against any incoming land units, of course. So I'm definitely not saying it's easy to balance those things. But yeah, so I would probably lose just by getting run over here. I could imagine, because I tend to think my units will do better than they do, in the hope of like entrenchments and so on. But I'm just so bad at the moment at using those entrenchments. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you found it entertaining, and if you're a new player, I hope you learned something, and don't be afraid to ask questions when you play better players, or just ask random questions on the Discord. I think most are very helpful, and sometimes you even get more experienced players to consider new ways of playing the game. So yeah, also you can join up for team games, of course, and and maybe get some good games there where in a bit more secure environment, no one, I'm saying no one, but 99% will not get mad at you or anything. It's completely fine to match up with a more experienced player and then say, I'm new, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to learn. I think most will take your hand and give it a little kiss and then help you as good as they can. Oh well, that's it for me. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. Bye.